Welcome to Radio on Fire, home of the Diamond K Show.
Diamond K in the house.
And now for your urban news and entertainment report. Here's your host, Diamond K.
Oh my goodness.
It's the Diamond K Show.
Okay, on the line we got Jay Jackson live in Atlanta. What's going on, man?
What is going on, broski? What is going on, Diamond?
Happy New Year and all of that.
Yeah. It's crazy how it just rolled up on us, right?
yeah, definitely. 2024. Goodness gracious.
I don't know what it is. It's flying by. I thought we'd be flying in cars by now, Diamond. What's going on?
So of course, people using the expression "broke the internet." Katt Williams broke the internet. You had a chance to see Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams.
I definitely. Now I'm gonna say this right now. I've been a Katt Williams fan for a while. And yes, I definitely seen him over there with Shay Shay. Shouts out to Shay Shay. He's been having some real dope. Shannon Sharpe. He's been having some real dope interviews over there. 20. And counting. Yes, I've seen the interview, but I just feel like everything he was saying, he was Shannon was coming with the questions, and how Katt is. He wasn't holding back. I mean, that's how I look at it.
So you looked at it like it was just a conversation between friends. Is that what you're saying?
No. I feel like he was having a conversation, just addressing the record. And it been a lot of stuff out there. And like I was telling you off camera, Diamond, I look at it like this. A lot of people came for him, said some things about him, and I don't know who they thought they was talking to, but just thought he wasn't going to respond. But Katt had to come hard with it, and he had to address the situations. And to me, I'm glad he brought it to the Shannon Sharpe show. Somebody that's neutral, somebody that wasn't going to be biased about the situation, and he addressed all of the things that was out there. And shots. I think Shannon going straight to the top with that because. Man, you talked about it. And I want to ask you, how do you feel about the situation? About Katt and what he addressed. He brought up people taking jokes. Taking some of his material. What's your take on that? Because I got my own take.
Well, for me, I'm the type of person I never like to hear somebody playing the victim.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of sympathy for folks playing the victim. Donald Trump plays the victim. Katt Williams playing the victim. Woe is me. Somebody stole my joke. What? I don't know. I just it's not a signature joke for Katt Williams. It wasn't a signature joke for the people he say stole the jokes. People in hip hop, sample music, the hip hop culture is built on the foundation of using disco breaks and other breaks. Rappers recite other rappers' lyrics. Snoop started it doing other rappers' songs. People do. It happens all the time. A joke, you can't copyright a joke. He said, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" I said, "Why did the chicken cross?" Whatever. But that's such a small part of that 2 hour and 15-minute conversation. But that part aside, there were some lies told. He didn't read no 3,000 books for 1 year. He didn't run no 3.9. It was in the contrast. So when I say lies being told, he's being sarcastic, right? And so it was sarcasm mixed with real things, and I thought it was good for urban comedy. Nobody who didn't like Katt Williams left that interview liking him, and nobody who whatever your view was going in was your view coming out. The comedians that he talked about, if you like those comedians, you still liked them. And so it wasn't nobody, I don't think, lost anything.
Now I'm gonna say this, right? I don't know what you got going. I don't know what Katt did to you. But My situation is this. I feel like he was addressing the questions that was asked to him. Now, I've seen some of the videos. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but to me, clearly, those guys took some of his jokes. And not only that, right? I'm gonna say this about what Steve Harvey, right? Because I like Kings of Comedy. I'm a Cedric Entertainer fan. I'm a Steve Harvey fan. I love what they did in the business. You get what I'm saying? But when a man walk you on stage, introduce you, you get on stage and you kill it. Then a couple of years later, you see the same person performing what you did. Now, like you said, you compare Katt Williams to the hip hop culture, right? Now, back in the days, we used to call that biting. You remember that? Remember when we used to call it biting. Hold on, we used to call it biting. He's taking my style and he's taking my concept, and then and that was a problem back in the days. You know, when you was not original, when you wasn't authentic, when you didn't bring something to the table where people can say that's who you are. You know, so yeah, you can. And the thing is about some people when it comes to sampling or using somebody's skill set or something like that, right? That can be done, but to me, what was always done is you always let the person know where you got it from.
Yeah, give him credit. That's what that's a form of plagiarism. But here's my thing, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because to me, it's not. I mean, joke theft is probably as old as comedy, right? And a lot of comedians have been accused of borrowing jokes without crediting who it came from. A lot of times, comedians get stole jokes and it doesn't make big headlines and nobody really knows about it like that. I think that the conversations about Ricky Smiley, who Ricky Smiley is like a church comedian. He's non-threatening. He is.
I ain't trying to hear that. Yes, he is.
He's non-threatening, and so
no, he ain't not. No, I ain't taking that.
Ricky Smiley is threatening.
Listen, I ain't talking about threatening like in a gangster way, but absolutely. Now, think about how many people, right, that Ricky Smiley tore the shreds, right? I mean, just if you're a beginning comedy or just, sitting in that front row where he basically, getting on you. That's what comedians do, And if they're going, Ricky Smiley got knocked out, he stepped in the ring, he was below his weight class, right? Because that's what it is. He was below his weight class. And he got in the ring and he got knocked out. You don't sit there and say, "Oh man." Now, if this man beat up on that man and he didn't step in the ring, that's something different. These people stepped in the ring, in the arena, and and this is the situation that happened. And then not only some people stepped in the ring, they was taking his style. So to me, I guess what I'm saying is this, right? Out of all those people, and he named his people he was addressing. And like you said, he is an entertainer. Some of the things, I don't know. We wasn't there, so we can't really say what he read. I don't know.
We can say that he didn't read 3,000 books in 1 year.
He didn't say how big the books was. He could have been reading little small.
We can say that for a fact, right? He was exaggerating. And my only thing is since we could point out some clear examples of exaggeration, how much of the other things was he exaggerating?
Well, I can say one thing he wasn't exaggerating about. He wasn't exaggerating about them guys taking his stuff. That's what he wasn't exaggerating with. And to me, I guess the whole bottom line of what I'm saying is when he went on there, he talked about some of these things, and he's one of those comedians that just speak his mind. Like you said, he's an entertainer. So it's kind of hard to determine what in some of those fashions, but some of the things he was addressing about the jokes, about some of these weird parties that they talk about, that people go to, and the Illuminati situations. We've been hearing this a lot of times. But I guess I don't know. In
He wasn't
these
the first
particular
person to
cases,
mention that.
yeah, he wasn't the first person to talk about it and says how some of these people where they got it and how they got there and stuff. I think some of these things need to be brought out, Dom. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know, because there's so many of our young generations or people that's trying to come into business and just see somebody at top and you want to get there. And you don't they're not telling you, all they're doing is telling you to work hard. Well, in what fashion? You know, what do you mean by work hard? You know, you mean work hard or work hard? You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's kind of one of those situations.
yeah, I hear that, right? And when I hear interviews like this, explosive interviews, expose interviews, I like
Mhm.
them to be just as much reflective as they are pointing out the faults of other people, right? If you want to tell
Mhm.
me what everybody else did wrong, I need to hear what you did wrong, right?
Mhm.
Nobody's perfect, right? All I hear is that Katt Williams telling this fantasy like he's the most studying of the craft person, and everybody else is taking shortcuts, and he's the one that's in the gym working on jokes. Fuck out of here with that. Like,
Well, he ain't knock out none of the greats. He ain't saying nothing about David Chappelle. He ain't saying nothing about D.L. Hughley's. As a matter of fact, D.L. Hughley was laughing about the situation because I guess what they say in laughter, right? There's some truth in laughter when a person is laughing. You know, when you say a joke, the reason why you laugh about it because you know it's kind of familiar of what's going on. So some of these people was kind of laughing about the situation because they know he
I
got
mean,
some truth
it
in what
was
he's saying.
funny. It was entertaining, right? It
Yeah,
was
it was
definitely
entertaining.
entertaining. But I don't know. And at the end of the day, I don't think that anybody has been hurt by it. I don't think nobody's ticket sales gonna go down. I think that if he
Mm-hmm.
has something that is, he's got his dark matter tour, whatever, coming up, going for
Yup,
whatever
yup.
it is. And that's cool. And I like to see some excerpts from that and see if it's actually funny because for all these people now that's on the Katt Williams bandwagon, Katt Williams' last Netflix special from earlier this year was
There
not
you go.
was not
It-
funny. Okay,
well, oh, okay. I give
it
you
was
that.
not
I give you,
funny, and not even a
but
little bit. It wasn't even not
but
even a little bit funny.
but check it. But check this out, Diamond. Think about the people he having this conversation with. Did
No,
they
I'm
have
saying
any
I
funny?
hear you call. I'm saying I hear it. He had a Netflix
Okay.
special, and it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. And so let's hope that this one is funny, especially since he's shining all this light on himself. And I hope that he's able to tell some jokes, some actual jokes. Um, so Cat Williams is he in your top five of all time comedians? No, no,
Whoa.
no.
Hold on.
Cat
Uh,
Williams ain't in his own top five. I mean, just
whoa. You
he ain't
can't
that
hold on
funny.
for a minute.
He's
Hold
funny, but
on.
he ain't
How
that
you
funny.
gonna see that's what kills me. You can't when it comes to comedians, there is no top five, right?
Yes,
There
it
is.
is.
You can't.
Yes, it
No, it
is.
ain't. No, it ain't.
Top top
Well, let me
five,
ask you this:
top five
who is
of
your top
of
five?
this
Let's go.
generation. Top five of the last 25 years is Cat
Okay,
Williams
what's your top five, Dom? What's your top five?
of all time.
No, whoa. Let's just start with the. Let's take it slow, like a let's take it in
All
this
right. So I
generation
would
because of
say,
all time, that's
I would
kind of
say,
whoa.
if you want to say of a current generation, I would say
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. I would say Chris
Okay.
Rock. I would say
I'm with you.
Earthquake. I would
Oh, okay.
say
I'm a little hold on. You got him third, but okay. I'm gonna see where you coming.
I
I'm
would
gonna see
say
where your
Kevin
line up
Hart.
at.
I would say
Okay.
Kevin Hart. Um, I would say uh what's dude name? What's dude name? The white dude
Mm-mm.
with the bald head.
Oh, you talking about? I forgot his daggone name. I
He's
forgot
way
his
funnier.
daggone.
He's way funnier than Cat Williams to me.
Whoa. What's going on, man? Hold up.
Way funnier. Cat Williams.
So let
Cat
me.
Williams is probably in the top 10, but he's not in my top five.
So you got old boy. I forgot his name. It's gonna come to me in a minute. You got him over Cat Williams.
I got Earthquake over Katt Williams, definitely.
You got Earthquake over Katt.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: when the last time?
I might put DL Hughley in that.
All you is something is going
He's in my top
on.
10. Katt Williams is probably 10 or 9 in my top 10.
Oh boy, I don't know. I don't know, Diamond. I don't know. I'll tell you what.
Name one Katt Williams special. Name one.
No, I can name. I don't know the names of it.
You can't
Hold on. Listen, but I'm gonna tell you this though. I can't name
what he did in movies and trying to match that with stand up. And when I said those, I was talking about stand up.
I'm telling you, stand up. Now I'm gonna say this truthfully.
Name the name of one of his stand ups.
I can tell you. Listen, I can't name the name of the stand up he did. It's
not funny. It's not memorable.
No, the only people I can remember the name of his
stand up. You can name.
I can name Eddie Murphy. I can name Martin. You can name. And I can name Chris Rock. Everybody else is a blur. The names of their even Kevin Hart's tours. All I know is what they were doing. The president type. What is it called? Head of state.
You can't do the same thing with Katt Williams.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on for a minute. I tell you what. We're gonna see all of this, right? I'm gonna end it with this on my Kevin Hart because I'm a Kevin Hart fan, right? And I'm gonna say this: even the greatest of all times, right?
Monique is funnier than Katt Williams.
Whoa! Then why was he trying to headline on the show? That's a whole nother conversation right there. That's a whole nother conversation. And y'all can hear about that on the Willie D show. I watched that on there. Shouts out there to Willie D and Katt Williams. To me, I love Willie D. Watching his show versus Shay show, it was two different types of interviews. And I like Willie D approach, and he was able to go into it a little more in depth about, like you said, about his childhood, about the comedic stuff, about some of the things that Shannon Sharp didn't go into. Anybody get a chance, check out that interview. But to me, when I was watching that, they talked about Sadiq and their situation, but he was trying to be on the Katt Williams thing. But I'll say this to you, I'm gonna end with this. Sadiq, you talking about he from Texas. His name Alan Sadiq. What's his name? I forgot his name. He's Sadiq. He's a new up and coming comedian. Funny. He's a funny guy. I've been checking him out online. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Put that in the comments. But he's very funny.
Right.
And his name is Sadiq. His name I forgot his name. But you done seen some of his jokes. It's on TikTok and be popping up always in the algorithms. But he was trying to tour with Katt Williams, and they had a real, Willie went into it was their beef because he's a new up and coming. He's one of those raw new comedic talent. Yeah, it didn't work out, but Katt was like, hey, I ain't got no problem or no beef with the guy. But y'all check out that interview. But all I'm going to say this. Dark Matter, because I know Dark Matter now. I knew Hit State. Is it Hit State? The one when he was the president. That's how I knew it. Katt Williams. But every greatest of all time, every boxer, everybody have a time when they have a feat. Right?
Have their moment. Yeah.
They have their moment. Yeah. Like he said in one of the interviews, right? Because he was asked the question, have you ever been booed? And he said, yeah. Yeah, I was booed before. And I think everybody have a moment where they strike out or they get into a moment or a groove where they think in each city or each dynamic on the flow where you go to Baltimore and then you come down to Atlanta and what you told in Atlanta, Baltimore ain't feeling. It's like, what are you talking about? So it could have been one of those moments where he just read the crowd wrong and just believed in his own PR, you know what I'm saying, which people can do. But I'm going to say this, because it's coming out. Dark Matter, Diamond ain't going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you, Dark Matter coming out. Make sure all the Katt Williams fans out there, check him out. Shouts out there to Katt Williams. And all the comedians, like I said, I like Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, all the people he named. I'm not saying they garbage, but he's definitely, like you said.
Not saying that.
Yeah, he's definitely, and some of the things, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I loved the conversation and the interviews. It was very entertaining. You're right.
Yeah. And so have you been able to go see The Color Purple? Bill Burr. Bill Burr was the comedian I was thinking about too, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's dope. I like him. Yeah, I like him. Color Purple. Now I don't know if you've seen this, but the Color Purple. I was watching online. I was able to see some of the clips, and then I was excited. Get with the family and check it out because I remember the last one. It was a very
y'all went to the theater and watched it.
Well, I was planning on doing that, but I've been paying attention to the whole making, and I like the way you got three powerhouses. You got there going and the actors and people that you got Quincy Jones, you got there going Steven Spielberg, and you got there going Oprah working on the casting and the production. I was like, this is about to be awesome. This is going to be one of the greatest things of all times. And it's a musical. And putting some of the people that was in this project, some of the new up and comings, and some of our favorites. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is going to be awesome. But me hearing things online, and I seen little Boosie. I don't know if you know it, Diamond, but the actual Color Purple was a book. It was written by Alex. I forgot her name. If you can pull it up, but it was a book. She used to be married to Tracy Chapman. And she wrote a book, and it was basically now it was being pushed. Like I was checking out little Boosie, and I have nothing against the LGBT community at all. I feel like you should have an opportunity to live your life the way that you want to live it and do the things that you want to do. I do feel that way, but I feel like just like with sexual content or any of these matters, right? When you're dealing with young people, young kids, I feel like just like gangster music, right? I don't think that this young generation or young people, when it comes to explicit music or movies, you need to introduce them because they're basically trying to figure themselves out. So when you introduce a reality that ain't really reality, it's just what you see, and there's a little more into it. When it comes to relationships, it's not always. See, what I don't like is how when relationships is always pushed, when you're seeing the agenda as a sexual content, because there's so much more to relationships than just sexual content. So when younger kids see certain things, the first thing that comes to their mind is what they see, and that's what it is. So I guess when I was looking at The Color Purple or expecting to see this movie, I didn't know that there was a deeper message outside of the message that I've seen in the past with Suge Avery. And we knew when we seen the old movie with Whoopi Goldberg and Suge Avery, they touched on it because, yes, it always been happening. Relationships and love is love. You can't basically, love is something that chooses you. It just automatically hits you, and whoever you love is who you love. That's just how I feel. And it was touched on, and then you had a woman being sexually abused by her stepfather in a movie. Color Purple was very deep. You get what I'm saying? The abuse, the physical and mental abuse of what people go through in the uprise. That's what I took out of the movie, of empowerment. But now, from what I'm seeing, is a whole nother agenda being pushed in the movie. So it was kind of like made me fall back from being able to check it out because I don't know what I'm getting into or
let me get it or anything like that. So Boosie has affected your view on The Color Purple?
No, I went a little deeper in depth. And I'm gonna say this, right? Check this out. I know what you're saying because I heard you say it like that. Now check this out. We know Boosie, and when it comes to shouts out there to little Boosie, good colleagues. I had the opportunity to be around Boosie down here in A, and I mean, outside of being on camera, I really, really, really like Lil Boosie. A lot of people only see him on camera and see little clips. This guy is a real nice guy. You get what I'm saying? He's really into family. He's a very approachable person, respectfully. I mean, mannerism and everything. So what I see on camera, right, or seeing little small clips, it's kind of hard for me to be able to just take, Lil Boosie, I know he won. Why am I letting him? But what I'm saying is the way he parent and the way he do things with his boys and all that, to me, if something had affected him to a point, he's like, oh man, this is too much for me. It's kind of like if you got some gangsters and they go and see something, they like, oh man, this was too much for my eyes. I wasn't expecting this. And he got his little kid. So to me, I know when I hear from Boosie, he's going to be as transparent as he can be in letting you know what's going on. He's not going to hold out. He's going to let you know. Hold on, you're shaking your head. But to me,
I'm shaking my head because he cusses in front of his
exactly.
he had strippers. He brought strippers around his son, have him doing lap dances and all that. And so I haven't seen The Color Purple, and this is something that surprises a lot of people. I never saw the original Color Purple. I have no intention of seeing either of them. My sisters used to, and my mother and them used to watch Color Purple. We had the Color Purple, the original one back in the day.
Mhm.
Anytime they wanted me to leave the room, the way to get me to leave the room is put on The Color Purple. And so, I just, I've caught little bits of, scenes that my sisters would sing, and say different stuff. And of course, I know you told Harper to beat me, that kind of stuff. I just know that from my sisters saying it around the house and other people saying it. It's not my style. It doesn't interest me at all. But to think that the person who has strippers around his preteen son, that something he saw in The Color Purple was gonna be too much. I find it very, very funny.
But think about that though. Think about it. Someone that is and I say this, everybody have a right, it's their prerogative, their kids
Everybody
to
got to
be
right
able to.
around their kids.
No, I'm not. To me, again, if that's the way with your legacy, what you want to do with what you want to do it with, that's fine. But what I'm saying is to someone that is that choosing the right words, um, what's the right word for it? Decensored in a way. And something like that got him like, whoa. That's kind of a buyer beware type of situation. It's kind of like you get and I'm not comparing to this, but I'm just using this as an example. You get a junkie on the streets, they're getting high all day long, right? And this time he go, hey, high. I'm like, hey man, don't mess with that stuff right there. It'll kill you. Some people say, man, what you know? You get high all day long. Now, if he's telling you don't mess with it, he got a lot. To me, I'm a kind of listen to him because if it kind of made him ready to say, hold up for a minute. It's kind of, I look at it like a buyer beware. Everybody got to each his own. I mean, when I did watch The Color Purple multiple times.
I don't know about that, but
Okay.
I feel you.
All right, well, go on for you. Go on again.
Also in this discussion, Taraji P. Henson
Mm-hmm.
has been, sparking some controversy, talking about, despite the fact she's been in some of the biggest movies, she was underpaid compared to the co-stars. And she told Gayle King that she was tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over again. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. I have to because the math ain't mathing, she said. And so she was talking about different stuff, and she's in this Color Purple movie. And she's supposed to be doing a sit down with Oprah, and Oprah's trying to get ahead of it because it does look kind of bad that she's saying this. Now ironically, Vivica Fox said that I don't have that experience. Like, I get paid my money, but I feel for you, kind of like. What do you think about Taraji P. Henson? Do you think that female actresses do not get paid what they are worth, or is it just she negotiates some bad deals herself?
Well, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go from your backwards, and then I'm gonna go forward to what you're saying. Addressing what Vivica Fox said. First of all, shouts out to Vivica. I had an opportunity to meet Vivica, do some work with Vivica. She's a very approachable person. right there on the spot. As much as people may not think that because she is our diva. Very approachable, very friendly, very down to earth type of lady. Shouts out there to Vivica. Now, I think that the clip, because we're in media, we're in production, of them catching her running and gunning and grabbing that clip was terrible. I think that her answer, that was like one of those loaded questions that they hit her with, and then they took that and ran with it. I don't think that she was speaking directly on Taraji. I think that she was saying in her particular case, and not even talking about the negotiation situation. I think that for the roles and things, now keep this in mind about Vivica that a lot of people don't know. Vivica is an executive producer of movies. Vivica is a director of movies. Vivica is a producer of movies. She's just not an actress. It's kind of like if a lot of people don't know that, and you can check out a lot of her projects out there. A lot of the recent ones, I just watched one not too long ago on what was that, on Lifetime, that she actually put out. Shouts out there to Vivica. I think she's doing a great job and set trailblazing and being able to come out with some of these projects. Now, I said all that to say that when they caught her and she answered that question, she was answering it from her perspective like, hey, when I came up, my deals and the things that I did, I got paid. I knew my lane of what I was doing. I transitioned to this part. She didn't say all of that, but in that answer she gave, like, look, I've been all right. It was like, if you didn't read between the lines, you just took that for what it is and then said, dang, she ain't got no love for the system. Now, me and Donna, we've been in this business for a while. And I always say this to different people that's getting into the, I don't want to use the word industry, but that's getting into a creative space, and you're doing this, whether you're doing music, whether you're doing film, I don't know, even if you're an athlete, I don't know, whatever you're doing, right? Learn the game. Learn to be doing this. If you don't like, and we know this out of our experience, there's certain things that we didn't like in the business. So we had to start learning these rules. We have to learn how to put our own stuff together. When we're doing music, we have to learn how to do distribution. We have to learn how to buy our own music. We have to write our own projects so we can get more money off of it. And then when we started getting into a space of production, we wanted to put our own funding behind the movies. We wanted to make sure we had our own license agreements. The thing is, what I'm saying is, with a lot of these, you can learn a lot from Taraji. Not just saying, oh, damn, sister, we need to get paid more. No, we need to start putting out our own projects. We need to start supporting some of these producers, because there's a lot of, and I see this a lot, as being a producer myself, working with some of these people. And I'm not going to call nobody out. I'm not. But y'all know who y'all are with Jay Jackson. Keep it real. A lot come to you and say, hey, I got this new project, and y'all will turn this down quick. Nah, too busy doing this, doing that, whatever. Can't get them. But y'all go to these other people that you know you're going to get exploited from, that you know that you're not going to get the right deal, and then you complain about it. And you could have been working with people, and I say this, let me give you an example, like with 50 Cent. 50 Cent knew how to do it. A lot of times when 50 Cent came to the deal, he took a lower money and got his money on the back end. Because he believed in a lot of stuff that he wanted to deal with. You know what? Don't give it to me all up front. What about my back end? So I encourage a lot of these people that's getting into these deals. If you're going to get low money, let's talk about that back end. Let's talk about what can I get later on down the line. What it's going to do. A lot of these big actors that play in a lot of these projects got a lot of back end money. Sometimes it's always a good deal. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's
definitely,
what I feel.
definitely. And I think that's a great point. 50 Cent, since you brought him up, is trying to reach out to Taraji. He's trying to work with her and get her on one of those spinoffs of Power that he's working on. He's talking about how Mary J. Blige was complaining about the money she was paid and how much he got her from Stars, and so he's trying to work with Taraji, and that is a good thing. And so I was going to save this for last, but it's on my desk, so I might as well bring it up. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there's this old video from 1993 of Dave Chappelle dressed as a woman in a Howard Stern spoof. And so, comedians have been, trying to, I guess, protect their images and all of that. But there's this old Howard Stern spoof that Dave Chappelle, of course, Dave Chappelle talked about he never wore a dress in a for a role, and I guess it depends on how you define that because he is dressed as, you remember Howard Stern's female co-host Robin
Yeah.
on Howard Stern, so Dave Chappelle is dressed like her in a sketch. So technically, he didn't wear a dress in a film, but he did wear a dress in a skit. And so this was one of the things that one of the reasons why he said he left the Chappelle show, right? But that definitely undermines some of the stuff that he's been saying over the years about not wearing a dress. Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah, I see silence.
Silence.
Yeah.
I was saying something.
So NBA YoungBoy has been getting a whole lot of backlash for saying that he is quote unquote not really big on fatherhood. That is an outrageous statement. And he said this in an interview with Bootleg Cab. He did a long form interview with Bootleg Cab, and he's been putting clips out. And so he says that I'm not really big on it. To be honest, it's a crazy topic because I'm not the type to sugarcoat nothing. My kids and I bond a lot, but I'm mostly really inside. Yeah. So what do you think about that?
Now I'm gonna say this, right? Because I like NBA YoungBoy. To me, I think of this time right now and how he moving. I just first of all, I'm gonna say this to be completely candid. Now, that's something he should have thought about before he had all these kids.
He got a gang of kids.
He had a gang of kids, but shouts out there to my man Bootleg. I think he's putting out some real good projects. And I say this in the media world, if we control our narrative, sometimes with these sound bites, man, we gotta be very careful of what we put out there with people. If you hear somebody say something and I'm just gonna say it, a little ignorant, let's hold that clip for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a little ignorant right there, and it automatically kind of made you frown your face up at NBA YoungBoy, because it's like you have so many people that look up to you in your generation right now. To me, and I'm gonna say this because I don't want people to get crazy, NBA YoungBoy is on that Pac tip. I'm not saying he's of Pac caliber, but the I'm doing what I want to do, kind of a rebel. He don't have that message yet, but to me, his audience is like rocking with him, and these people, they follow what he do. So putting that type of narrative out and being able to say that, people are like, yeah, man, I ain't the type of father do either. So we just gotta be careful. And I get what he's saying. He might got his children mother. He may not be happy with her, or the circumstances of him paying extremely a lot of money for those kids. Yeah, that's something different. But I guarantee you this, and I'm gonna say this to you, NBA, if you're looking at the Diamond K show, trust me, those are investments. They are the biggest investments that you got out of everything that you own right now. It ain't everything you own, all these millions, diamonds, cars, mansions. Those kids you got is your biggest stock interest that you got. And if you put into them, which you already know, trust me, you're going to get your worth. You're not going to always be young boy. It's going to be NBA old boy. Soon. You're going to have that moment. And trust me, it's going to pay off and stuff like that. So, yeah, shouts out to NBA. He'll get that media training. And like he said, I don't know if you've seen this interview he did before. He did this with $1 million worth of game. Did you see that interview before, Diamond?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's out there, and I like that interview. And he was very candid about his team. He said, "Man, I'm doing this by myself." He was like, "I don't have a lot of people with me. I need a team," and he's right. And, you don't hear a lot of people say. That's why I like this young guy. And when he said that, it made me want to reach out to him. Like, "Hey, bro, I help you out." I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be ready to receive help too. That's what I would say. You can't just be pushing everybody away. But I just, good luck to the brother, man. I wish that things do work out. I think he have a lot of power. I love his transparency. I love what he's not willing to budge with somebody for this or that. But I think it's a little misguided, but somebody can get around him to help him out. If y'all know him personally, get around him, get him into a good space where he can start trusting people, because there's trust issues going on. So that way he can get back on that right track, man. Shouts out to the NBA young boy. I think he's gonna do some big things down the line.
Yeah, definitely. He is definitely somebody that hip hop fans of a certain age really listen to, and so I definitely want him to win, and just do the best that he can do. Like you said, kids are. He may be one of those type that his kids are kind of young, and maybe when the kids get older, he might have a better relationship with them, because it's everybody is not cut out for the little kids. You know what I mean?
I agree. I definitely agree. And I got to say this to you. And I know you want this before you get out of here. This is a PSA to these ladies. Now, you got ladies, right? And I had this conversation yesterday off camera. I had a couple of ladies around me, right? And Diamond, check this out. It's gonna make you laugh. I had some ladies talking about some of our previous music in the past, right? Things we did. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. With our music, during that era, and they was like, "Oh, why you express certain things?" And I was like, "Well, you got ladies, right?" I said, "We're telling a story." To me, when you're telling a story about certain types of people, because they are out there, and I ain't want to say no names or call no handles, and y'all get what I'm saying. And you got ladies, you got queens, you got people that's responsible, you got people that's setting that's representing women to the fullest out there, and they should not be mixed up with these other people. Let's just say that really don't, navigate family or good life, or they just want the bag, they want the money, they want the guy, no matter what he got to do in his life, to bring the bag to the table. I don't care if you got to rob, steal, or kill, and getting into really doing something positive. It becomes very discouraging for the guys out here. So that's what I was saying. I think that an NBA young boy going through all of that, making his money, he just got a lot of people around him pulling him. So that's why he probably threw that out there. I don't know, but to me, I can understand it. And there are ladies out there.
That's true. Last thing, speaking of ladies, Diamond the Body, no relation.
I was about to say.
She is she is an artist, and she had a lot. She's said a lot of wild things, but she was talking about some jobs that I guess men should not have. And did you catch this?
Man, I was repulsed by this. I did. And I'm gonna say this to you, sister. You're a little. This is probably before your time.
That grown men should not have.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
She said grown.
Maybe you don't know. It was a time, right? Let me say back in the 80s, a little bit before, right before the crack epidemic. Then the crack epidemic kicked in, where guys was working regular jobs. They was proud to get out there to support their families. And then the epidemic hit. And then you had, guys out there hustling. They didn't have no other alternatives. And guess what? I look at women as our navigators. We can ride the ship, but they read the map. They let us know what direction we're going in. I think a lot of women don't understand. It's a big job, but it's one of the most important jobs. You get what I'm saying? So women don't understand the power they have, the influence they have over these men. So when y'all say things is not cool, or they are cool, we follow suit. Because guess what? At the end of the day, we want the woman. We want the prize. So there was a time when men was working jobs, and then I remember my man, shouts out there to the late King, legend, icon, Biz Markie, because he put a song out with the Vapors, and he talked about these things in his song. It was one of the famous lines, "Nigga, please. You work for UPS." And to me, when I heard her talking, right, she was probably too young to even know about this song, but it sounded the same. It was like, I remember a time when cats heard that and knew of stuff like that, and then they was like, man, I gotta get in these streets. I gotta get more money. I gotta get the prize. And it just changed the narrative of who we are. We started killing, we started robbing, we started doing other things. And we're waiting for women to say that's not cool. You said Jerry curl's not cool.
You said, but I don't think that they're everything you said is right, and I don't think that there's any harm or shame in an honest day's work.
Absolutely not.
Whatever you do, I don't, and if you got some women that have this type of standard that their men gotta have this or have that, but definitely I want guys to know there's no harm or shame in an honest day's work, and if a lady doesn't respect your honest day's work, then that's definitely not the lady for you.
I totally agree. I look at it like this, Diamond. Did this go both ways? Are you saying that women should not work in these places? They should not work in department stores to feed their kids. Men don't do that. A man to take a woman fresh out of McDonald's with the uniform on and accept her for who she is.
We don't even do that because we, a lot of times, women do it too, but a lot of times men can see the beauty and all that and see the potential.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have men that see, even if you see we know people that's met women in the strip club, like, girl, why you working here? Why you doing this? Like, you can be doing this, doing that. You know what I mean? And he sees something in her, or even, like I said, fast food, whatever they doing. Because whatever you're doing doesn't mean that's what you're doing forever. But even if you take pride in that, even if you work in a restaurant, you can have the aspiration to own restaurants, and you working your way up. And so, it's just I don't men or women, whatever it is that you do what you do. As a business owner, we both business owners. It doesn't make sense for us to say somebody should not be an employee somewhere. Like, it doesn't make sense. Those are the
dumbest thing. Only, I'm gonna say this to you, brother. It's only, and I hate to put this out here, because it ain't about color. It's only us saying this.
Yeah.
Doctors, Asian people, doctors that be on residents.
Yeah.
I ran into a doctor. He said he was homeless, still doing his residence, still going to school. He was sleeping at the hospital until he finished because he wanted to make his parents proud. Yeah. I knew restaurant owners that basically worked 2 restaurants to learn the business, went to the culinary art school, right? They didn't have any money. Now, how are they going to learn about the restaurant business? I know filmmakers, creators, Tyler Perry, he gave stories of him sleeping, being homeless until he came up. So there's no test. There's no testimony without no test. It's only us. And, I guess the problem that I have, right, with the whole situation, Diamond, is that the ladies, right? And I'm not taking a shot at the ladies, and I say this with guys because I don't want to say this when it comes to us. When we hear people saying something ignorant, check them. Ladies, when you hear a woman say something ignorant, You know, it's kind of like what they say, that thing, even if you didn't do nothing, if you heard it, that make you as guilty as the person that did it.
You say
Don't
you complicit. You complicit if you don't say nothing.
that's how I look at it. My thing is this: don't be clicking the like button on this ignorant. I'm not gonna say the lady is ignorant because I don't know her, but what she said about that, you can tell that she's young-minded and don't understand. Because guess what? You're not gonna always have that body.
Yeah.
What do you have bring to the table? I mean, if it's just a body, that's letting me know. I mean, just in your name, that's letting me know that you're vain. I mean, as a guy, what if I hold you for that worth? Okay, you got the body. That's your investment. So what happens when this body willow away and I still got money? Am I supposed to trade you in? Like an old car? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, women, y'all gotta get more. And there's a lot of ladies out there that are educated. You know, I hear this always. I heard this come out too. And I end on this diamond, provider.
Yeah.
He need to be a provider. He need to be a provider. You hear this all the time, but I'm gonna say this to y'all. You only supposed to provide in that fashion to your kids. That's what you're supposed to be, a provider. If you have kids with a lady, you're supposed to be a provider. Y'all supposed to be partners. You're not supposed to pay everything for a grown person completely. That makes you lose respect. There's a natural instinct. If I'm taking care of everything for you, and all you doing is combing your hair and putting mix-up on and going on social media, setting up thirst traps, and I ain't talking about y'all ladies out here. You know, the ladies out there doing what they're doing. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the women that saying, hey, all I'm going to do is look pretty. And I want you to do everything. I want you to take care of the kids. I want you to pay all of the bills. Because all ladies ain't like that. They're like, nah, I'm going to pay my way. We're going to be partners. We're going to get bank accounts. We're going to get loans. We're going to open up business together. I'm going to go to school. You're going to go to school, whatever it may be. And we're going to really, that's what relationships and marriage is about a partnership. But when you start coming to the table talking about, you're going to provide for me, that you should only be doing that for your kids. And that's only to a certain extent. Once they get of age and they learn how to provide, because you provided for them, now they got to do it for themselves. So, you know, women, y'all got to be real careful with that word, because that's why some of these people out here lose respect for you, and they go out here and, you know, get alternatives. I'm not saying that's always the case, because, you know, each his own. Guys, people do their own thing.
That's why they cheat.
I'm not saying always the case, because everybody got their own story. But it's definitely us. This is definitely a chapter in the book. Let's just say that. This is the reason why, because nobody want to be, you know, when you're in these certain types of relationships and you're dealing with this, nobody want to, you want a partnership. You want to be, I mean, as much as women don't know, men with their mothers were taken care of at one point in time, right? I mean, we were by a woman. So to hear a woman that took care of you as a man say, I can't, is a weird space for a man. He's like, what you mean you can't? My mama took care of me, my grandmother, my auntie. I come from women that, I'm not saying solely take care of you, but coming to the table as a partnership. And I know you got just as much strength as me. You know, let's meet each other in the middle, and I guarantee your relationship will go longer. Asking somebody, telling them if they're in school or they working for the sanitation company or working at the post office, that's not enough to get a Lamborghini. Let y'all know Lamborghinis are trash. They depreciate. She ain't say nothing about stock options. She ain't say nothing about a 401k. She ain't say nothing about pensions, because you get old. She didn't say nothing about a retirement fund. She didn't say none of these things. She said a Lamborghini. Oh my gosh, man. Come on, ladies. Ladies, we gotta get our sisters right. And brothers, we gotta get these guys right too, because guess what? They only saying these things because y'all setting the narrative.
Well, that's definitely true. Jay Jackson, live in Atlanta. How can people follow you on social media?
Hey, you can follow me at Jay Jackson Live in Atlanta on everything. Extra sauce. Jay Jackson Live in Atlanta on everything. Facebook, Instagram, I don't know what you call said. Check your Googles. You can find me on all of that stuff, or just come to the A. You'll find me.
You got time for a couple more? I want to do a couple more things on the bonus show.
Oh, absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.